Now, through the many years I've been privileged to serve as the Dean of Dartmouth Thayer School of Engineering, I've often had the opportunity to speak with different groups, speak at commencement and opportunities like this, speak with alumni, prospective students, parents and grandparents, other engineering educators, and it gives me the opportunity to speak about Dartmouth's approach to engineering education, about what makes it unique, and about what I hope makes it special. You, our students, our soon-to-be graduates, know what I mean. I'm sure that many of you could quote the statistics that I quote or tell the stories that I tell, perhaps even better than I tell them, about what makes us different, about our embracing of the liberal arts, our majority female graduating class of 2016, a national first, our pioneering MEM and PhD innovation programs, our first in the nation on a per capita basis entrepreneurial faculty. I tell these stories when I'm out on the road, and then I often proudly cite the technical accomplishments of our faculty, and I speak of the incredible creativity of our student body. And if I reflect back on just this year alone, this class gathered here in front of us, I think about how you won the Formula Hybrid competition, an interdisciplinary design and engineering challenge, for the first time in the 11-year history of the competition that we founded. So congratulations. You competed in the world's first ever omnidirectional vehicle triathlon just a week ago, traveled to a Haitian hospital clinic to better understand airflow and ventilation alternatives to help prevent the spread of airborne diseases in the clinics themselves, designed a catheter to reduce leakage and significantly decrease the time required for patient insertion, or developed a sensor to help competition by athletes improve shooting accuracy. These are incredible examples of engineering ingenuity and creativity displayed by you this year alone. These impressive accomplishments I will add to the long list of stories that I tell when I'm out on the road to give the world a sense of the incredible intellect and creativity of our students and of this community. And yet, what I find and what I found through the years is that what's of greatest interest when I'm outside speaking about the Thayer community and the Dartmouth community is not these incredible stories of technical accomplishment, but those stories about this community. And one of the things that has struck me is how truly global our community, your community, this Thayer community has become. ASEE, the American Society for Engineering Education, tracks engineering enrollments and degree totals year after year. Their most recent data tell the story of the graduating classes of 2016, so I'm going to share some numbers with you. In 2016, nearly 113,000 bachelor's degrees were granted nationally, with 9.1% of those going to international citizens. At the master's level, 47% of the degrees in this country in engineering went to international citizens. And of the nearly 12,000 doctoral degrees granted in 2016, 54.7% went to international students. The Dartmouth story is not so different from the national story. Our degree recipients this year, this incredible collection of talented individuals assembled here in front of me, 18% of our BE recipients, 75% of our combined master's recipients, and 41% of our PhDs are international citizens. And they and you come from nearly all the corners of the globe. From the United States, of course, and India and China, as you might expect, but also from Argentina, Bangladesh, Canada, Iceland and Iran, Malaysia, Mexico, Mongolia, Nigeria and Norway, Senegal, South Africa, Uruguay and Zimbabwe, and 13 other countries. 30, that's right, 30 nations of the world are represented in this year's Thayer graduating class alone. Our faculty, and this may surprise you, are not so different. Sure, I'm from New Jersey. Oh, come on. Professor Fossum's from Connecticut, Professor Ray's from New York, Professor Van Sitters is from Maryland. But the percentage of our faculty who are foreign-born, this fall it will be 23 out of 56. Prize to the person who does the math first? No hands, that's 41%. 41% of the Thayer faculty are internationally born. Now, I'm telling you this because as you reflect on your time here at Dartmouth, American and international alike, it makes the point that you've come here not to be surrounded by the same, not to be surrounded by people who look like you, think like you, have the same background as you do, but to learn from, collaborate with, team with the world's best and brightest. You are here because engineering education and engineering research and engineering invention and entrepreneurship in the United States has become a global enterprise like nowhere else on earth. I think you are better for it. I know Dartmouth is better for it, and I am convinced that the engineering community is better for it. In a few moments, you, our students, will join our community of alumni, and soon enough, you'll begin to reflect back on your days at Dartmouth and at Thayer. When you do, I'm sure you will start by thinking about the time you spent sleeping on the atrium couches, where I found many of you early mornings throughout the winter and spring terms, finishing problem sets at dawn, conducting original research, writing papers, and rewriting the papers, or letting off steam at 3 in the morning by juggling or apparently roller skating through the atrium, something I only learned about at the barbecue we hosted for all of you at my house earlier this week. I think we need to talk about that. Or chasing free food in ways that truly stagger the imagination. But in addition to reflecting on these fond memories, I'd ask you to also think about the impact on you of being educated here as part of this global engineering community. Now, there is right now what you may have noticed and what I will generously call a national conversation about the challenges we face striking the right balance between security and open access about immigration. It's an important question, and I'm not being dismissive. But I will ask each of you to remember the diversity of this global Thayer community and how that has made the experience richer for each and every one of us. When our ceremony ends in just a few moments, we'll gather outside of Thayer for the reception I announced at the start of my remarks. And when you are there, to our students, I'd ask that you wander into Thayer's Great Hall one last time and look up. Hanging high from the ceiling, surrounding the skylight, you will see the flags of all of the nations represented by our engineering community. These flags were first hung in the aftermath of 9/11 as Thayer's statement to our students that no matter what may happen in the world, from near or far, all are welcome here. All we ask is that you come prepared, you come willing to work, you come willing to learn, and we will welcome you into the Dartmouth engineering community. And so to all of you, domestic and international, as you leave us today, I ask that you carry forward that message to your friends and your family, the message that says, whether from near or far, we hope to see your friends and family members and neighbors here in the years ahead, that all are welcomed as the next generation of Thayer engineers, welcomed as the next group to prepare for the most responsible positions and the most difficult service. To you, our students who have left your mark on us, your faculty and staff, I say thank you. And to your family and friends gathered here today, I say, as I do every year, thank you for lending us these past few years, your sons and daughters, your family and friends, this extraordinary group of talented individuals from the world over. We are better because of it. On behalf of the entire Thayer community, it has been a privilege to work with all of you. This concludes our investiture ceremony. The faculty and graduates will now recess to more theater for the photographs I mentioned earlier, and we will then gather outside of Thayer for a luncheon to celebrate our graduates. Congratulations, graduating class.